Many students come from homes where there's no structure. Our parents are so busy working, they don't have the time to give the love and attention and guidance to properly prepare their sons and daughters. We feel that vacuum to a great extent.
Art acts as the vehicle for introspection and expression. If you can create a piece of art based on a conversation and put those thoughts down in some form, it solidifies those thoughts.
Count our red apples.
1, 2, 3.
In my classroom, there's so many different personalities and behaviors, and they're 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds. They like to move around. They like to be excited and energetic.
Do you feel like you've brought peace in any form to the souls condemned? The fact that we get to literally talk to someone who prosecuted at Nuremberg, not only that is the last survivor, is definitely a unique experience, and I'm glad I was a part of it.
Hello, welcome to Classroom Close-Up New Jersey. I'm Sean Spiller, your host. This year has brought national attention to the power and resilience of young people. You often hear teachers talk about how much we learn from our students. Well, one thing I've learned is to never underestimate them. In today's society, kids are under pressure to grow up too soon. What can parents and educators do to help guide them to adulthood? On this episode, we'll explore some programs that are connecting students to role models and engaging them in meaningful projects. We begin in Irvington, where teamwork and commitment motivate young people to be better citizens.
Battalion, company, attention!
When you do ROTC, you learn about teamwork.
Push up, down.
I think they do set the tone and set a standard and an example.
You are the face. You are the future. Get out there and let's let these folks see us. When I hung up my boots in 2005, I wanted to teach, and that's what brought me to JROTC. It's an elective here in Irvington High School. The cadets do receive 5 credits, 184 kids in our program.
When I call dismiss, sound off with the drill team motto. Ho!
Ho!
If you have low self-confidence, you're not going to be able to execute what you want to do as efficiently as you could. So when I joined the JROTC, they always commend a job well done. Squad, attention. When you start to get recognized, it pushes you to do even more, and it does boost your self-esteem. So I was just motivated to work even harder.
Whose brush stripes and bright stars.
My goal is to lead, guide, and shape the JROTC students to take their role in life with all the skills necessary to be successful.
Raiders, fall in!
Clear.
Mission accomplished. Raiders, roll out!
The Raiders, what you just saw them do, that was just a demonstration of the events that we do at competitions.
Up, down!
To me, JROTC is a segue from your teenage years to your adult years. There are skills that you're going to need as an adult that JROTC can provide for you.
Junior ROTC falls under the physical education department at Irvington Public Schools. I find all the students enrolled in Junior ROTC, they want to be here. They go out on Saturdays and weekends and go to competitions, and we win more championships than any other athletic program in the entire school.
But one of the greatest things I can say about JROTC, even though we're an elective, our kids learn so much. So we teach geography, our kids learn financial literacy, our kids learn history. We all know about English language, so they learn ELA. Math, they're on math. It's about academics to me first and foremost.
How many years have you been in Irvington High School?
3 years, sir.
3 years. This is your last year.
Yes, sir.
But this is your first year in JROTC.
Yes, sir.
And this is the first year in high school you have made honor roll.
Yes, sir.
Many students come from homes where there's no structure. Our parents are so busy working, they don't have the time to give the love and attention and guidance to properly prepare their sons and daughters. We feel that vacuum to a great extent.
I know a lot of young people, they might not have role models within their homes or even around them, like their friends might not be doing the right things. But Major Monroe and Sergeant Craig, they never hesitate to set you straight.
I think what JROTC offers them, the relationships that my partner and I have with them, the relationship with their kids, that's what does it. Our ROTC kids are always together. It's a family, and they become a family.
Junior ROTC is a great program. It is student-led, so once we teach the students the basic techniques of leadership, they go and run the program themselves.
We have Second Lieutenant Wolf. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Being the battalion commander is the highest position, and also I have the highest rank. It is my job to ensure that the battalion is flowing smoothly. We're here to develop you guys and your character. I would make sure every event, such as our drill teams, our Raider teams, or community service, for instance, that we're running and operating smoothly. So our Raider teams over the past years have been dominating.
I actually invite them to things where most schools would probably put teachers in places to do the job. And I just say, Sergeant Craig, can you bring me some JROTC? Or can I have 10? Can I have 5? Can I have 20?
I had 2 children who actually was a part of the program. The program actually taught my children to be independent.
I mean, we had a student this year get into Harvard and MIT. Sergeant Craig was the County Teacher of the Year last year. Junior ROTC brings a sense of pride and recognition to our schools.
It's an amazing program, and it builds character not only within the students in the program, but students throughout the entire building. They are the message for Irvington. You know, you read things in the paper and you hear about things happening in Irvington, but these students, they are Irvington, and they're what Irvington is all about.
Last year, I wasn't in GRTC. I just always used to be in the hallways and skip class and never really paid attention. But now, I improved my study habits by quite a lot, so be average now.
In the senior class, we have probably 5 of our kids that's going to graduate in the top 12. Top 12 is a big thing here in Irvington High School.
Major Moreau and Sergeant Craig, the passion that they exhibit from day to day. It's not, I'm teaching a curriculum. Their goal is to teach students those lifelong skills that's gonna help them outside of Irvington High School.
Once the kids begin to understand that we are there for them and we care, they come around. It brings joy to my heart to do the job I do. Yeah.
Coming from an inner city, a lot of folks expect different things, or they expect the worst. My superintendent, she hears me say this all the time. I said, there's diamonds in Irvington. There's diamonds here. We just have to shine those diamonds, let the world see those diamonds shine. And that's what I care for, and that's what I want to do. I want to make them shine.
Success of Junior ROTC has been measured in terms of better grades, higher attendance, and graduation rates. But beyond statistics, character-building programs empower young people and teach the value of collaboration. Now, what happens if you add art to the mix and connect the next generation of change makers with mighty fingers?
You can start by putting the sticker on your bag anywhere you want it and writing your name on that bag. And you can write your name in any way that you'd like. It could be big, you could use all different colors, it could be little, it could be backwards. The bag is a vessel, so they can fill it. It's two-sided, so they could use a lot of words and analytical thinking and symbols on one side of it, and then on the other side of it is all paint. There's not a lot of structure. The first side has a lot of structure and gets you to think creatively, and then the other side is experimentation, exploration.
I like archery, so I drew like a bow and an arrow, and I like to Irish dance, so I drew like a clover.
I have like basketball and sports and like a lot of other stuff.
There's not many times like this where you can just like talk to other girls and just paint and just have fun, and so this is like a really like unique experience.
Mighty Fingers is a project that was designed to empower adolescent girls. We work with existing organizations in different locations around the world, and we bring the project to them. This is a finger smear, which is a collaborative painting. This painting has traveled to all the locations around the world with us. It is called Abundance, and it is made up with marks from girls and a couple of boys from all over the world.
One of our teachers, Mrs. Amy Brenner, brought the Mighty Fingers project to the school. She's a prolific grant writer throughout the district and was able to apply for a grant to bring it to our school, and was awarded the grant, and they're here today.
I was attracted to this program by the fact that it was targeted to girls, and
I felt that the whole idea was for women's empowerment and to give them a voice and to feel unique and to know that they can be leaders too.
We're gonna go back to the beginning. Historically, people would have animal totems, or they would have an animal that represented them. I want you to think about yourself. If you were an animal, what kind of animal would you be? In each location, the girls all create a piece of art that's about themselves. We talk about their lives on a very personal level, and then a broader level. We talk about their community, their family, the town they live in, the school they go to, and then we talk about the world and how they're connected to people around the world, and how what they do here has an effect on girls on the other side of the world, and how girls on the other side of the world have very much the same base needs and feelings as they do. Somebody shout it out for me. Monkey. I'm gonna have you all shout it out when I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, see, you all have animals. The idea is that you let them know that they're in a safe space where we want to hear what they have to say. And for a lot of girls, they're not asked their opinions very often. So we need to make sure that they understand that we want to hear what they have to say. Gianna, who's your role model?
Kind of my mom, because I want to be an art teacher and I love to draw.
My dad is my role model because he's a leader and he's always has a smile on his face and he aspires to be his best self.
Some people are inspired by sunshine. Some people are inspired by music. What are the kind of things that make you feel that way?
Inspired by the ocean.
By the ocean? That is an amazing force of nature, isn't it? So what are some other places in the community that are really special to you?
I would always go in the spring to a park, and every time we would watch like the flowers grow and like the blossoms fall down, it was really beautiful.
So far today, I've seen a lot of laughing, a lot of smiling. I've seen a lot of creativity. So it's been really amazing to see them speak and share and show us, artistically what they feel represents them. And that's been great.
When you take the time to think about what you want, when you make that decision and you consciously record it, you have a much better chance of getting there. Art acts as the vehicle for introspection and expression. If you can create a piece of art based on a conversation and put those thoughts down in some form, it solidifies those thoughts a little bit more.
I thought it was really fun, and I think it's great that we could all come together as girls and discover how powerful we are and express ourselves through different ways.
I like how you could draw anything you wanted and just kind of express yourself.
I really liked drawing a bunch of different things that kind of represent who I am and my community. It was really nice. This is definitely one of the best school days I've ever had.
I hope that the girls get out of the day a sense of belonging in this world and understanding that they have a place and they have a powerful place. Maybe they don't know right now what they're going to end up doing, but they can feel energized that it will be something amazing.
With my mighty fingers, I am going to become a vet.
With my mighty fingers, I'll become an FBI agent.
With my mighty fingers, I'm going to be a heart surgeon.
I will travel the world.
I will serve in the military.
I will be a teacher.
With my mighty fingers, I will change the world.
When we return, a visit to Katie's class, right after this.
Every once in a while you'll see a click, and those moments are benchmarks for the work that I do as a teacher. I can measure myself against the number of those moments that I help students have. And you don't always get those moments, and those are the tough days, but you do more than you don't. And for me, that's what keeps me going. It's not about any kind of accolades I might receive. And I've been very fortunate to have a supportive administration and to have received some accolades, even though I am young. But for me, it's about those interactions with the students, and the letter I get from the student at the end of the year is more meaningful to me than this is.
Let's all go to school today. Let's all go to school today. Let's all go to school today. I'll take you right in the car.
My class is
so special for so many reasons. I mean, we have such different kids. They all have different abilities, different personalities. They just brighten up my day so much. I love coming to work.
I'll take you riding in the car.
This classroom is just for special needs students. So we do have students who are qualified for an IEP and they have multiple disabilities.
But those disabilities don't prevent her students from participating in all the extracurricular activities the school has to offer.
We have art 4 times a week, we'll have gym 2 times a week, we'll have music once a week, STEAM once a week, library once a week. Every day is different.
Katie's preschool is split into 2 sessions, morning and afternoon.
I find that with the morning children, I do have to be more one-on-one with the student, depending on which class we're in. Some students might need more one-on-one during STEAM, whereas another student might need more one-on-one during gym or during art. Oops, good job. Kristen requires somebody to be there for her and assist her with doing things, and we want her to do it as well. That's why, if you notice, I did a lot of hand over hand with her, not me doing her artwork. And the same with like the STEAM, with the Play-Doh. I want her to press down the Play-Doh and mash it into a ball. The afternoon class, I feel that I'm more with the whole class and helping out kind of with everybody.
Having the paraprofessionals in my classroom is extremely important. I would be absolutely lost without them. Count our red apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. In my classroom, there's so many different personalities and behaviors, and they're 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds. They like to move around. They like to be excited and energetic. And sometimes when you're having a strict educational environment where you need kids sitting in order to learn different academics, I need that help to make sure those kids are sitting. Go show your friends. Tell them the weather is sunny.
Sunny.
Allison, the weather's sunny.
Good girl.
Katie will tell us sometimes specifically, things to work on with each child, and sometimes you just pick it up because you know one child doesn't like to get their hands wet, or sometimes a child needs more guidance, say to sit down and listen, or just even working with them with their numbers or letters. Each child is different.
My aides in my classroom are such smart individuals. I can also count on them to help me teach these students, help me nurture these students, help me promote their happiness and ensure that they're getting the best education possible.
Having all the different activities definitely helps, because some children are more musically inclined, other children gravitate more towards art and may learn better that way. Another child may be better off using the smart board on the computer. So it is nice to have a variety of different activities for the children so that we can reach each child individually.
Ready, go. Another activity her students enjoy is gym.
We have a student with cerebral palsy right now, and just seeing her get up and moving around and jumping and trying to skip and doing different throwing. Their gross motor skills, I find, just really improve, and they have so much fun doing it. They really do.
It can be emotional because we have some children that, it just tugs at your heart because you see what they're going through and you think about what their life will be like, as they get older. So I think the emotional side of it can be tough.
We have a great music teacher who comes in with a guitar and he'll play very mellow songs with them. He encourages them to sing along. He will do things where they will incorporate their own thoughts and what they want in the song. So maybe we'll be going on a car ride, that might be our song, and he will have the students pick, where do you want to go?
Claudio, do you have a place to go?
Yeah.
Where should we go?
A Boogie
Let's all go to Boogie Land. Let's all go to Boogie Land.
He'll have a moment where you close your eyes, you just relax, and it's really good on their behavioral skills and a great way to end our day. I call these students my babies. I love them. It's a very nice, nurturing environment. We care about their needs so much, and not only that, just really helping them grow and prepare them. And I love to work with the parents and making sure they feel that their students get not only the best education possible, but that they're growing up to be little learners and being bigger, more responsible children who are making good choices and who are taking these lessons and everything they know and what they learn back into the home and then showing their parents. And when they do that, that's when I know I'm succeeding.
Sing a rainbow too.
You're watching Classroom Close-Ups. Mighty Fingers! Woo!
Being a man of vast experience, I've never been in a courtroom before. I never tried a case before. I said, of course. And so it came about historically that one little 27-year-old guy with no experience whatsoever became the chief prosecutor in what was certainly the biggest murder trial in human history.
Meet Benjamin Ferencz, Harvard Law School graduate, World War II veteran, and chief prosecutor for the United States in the Einsatzgruppen case just after the end of the war, when 22 senior leaders of the paramilitary Nazi death squads were charged with murdering over 1 million people. All the defendants were convicted. It was Ben's first case.
Lesson of the story, be bold, kids. If you know you're right, do it, even if it's never been done before. And that has always been my attitude, and that's why I'm still working at it at the age of 98.
That's right, 70 years after his first trial, Ben continues to work tirelessly toward a more humane and secure world. Today, he's a guest in Terry Kuhnreich's Search for Conscience class here at Vineland High School.
What the Einsatzgruppen did was genocide, and any killing of large numbers of people because of their race, their color, or their religion is murderous conduct and should be halted and should be condemned everywhere, particularly by young people like you.
He was 27 and he never gave up. He knew what was right and what was wrong. He knew that I'm going to go against all the Einsatzgruppen and I have to bring justice, and that's what he did.
Does he have any relatives that were part of that?
Great question.
The Search for Conscience elective focuses on Holocaust and genocide, as well as social issues related to current events.
We cover a wide variety of topics, but everything, all roads lead back to the Holocaust. We discuss diversity and racism and prejudice and hatred. We connect it to what's going on today. And you know people at a different level once you take this course.
It's one of the most popular electives at the high school. And for Terry Kuhnreich, it's personal.
But when it's a connection to you, it hits deeper. My parents were survivors. My father had a lot of strength, my mother very bright. My whole world was growing up with survivors. They gave me life lessons that can't be taught in a book. The constant among all the survivors was the concept of hope. That's
right. It's like it touches close to home for him. In the world we live in today, it's kind of like very divided, and I feel like this class kind of throws that out the window. Like, we don't need to be divided. We should all like be able to come together and be one, because that's how stuff happens, you know? That's where the good comes from.
What drove you to go along with it?
On the day before the online interactive discussion with Mr. Ferencz, students worked together to come up with some of the questions they would be asking him.
Exactly the way you said it is how you should ask Mr. Ferencz.
This is Jordan.
Speak nice, loud, and clear, because this here is 98 years old.
Good morning, how are you?
I am great. How are you? Is that the end of your question?
No. Okay, if you were to go back and change anything, what would you change?
What I would do is I would say stop war making. That's the biggest crime of all. So I would make all wars a crime against humanity. And I need help for the young people to get that idea across in order to save your lives.
I'm gonna remember him, and I'm gonna remember never give up on anything. Anything I ever want to do in life, never give up.
Don't forget to do it now.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, during the Nuremberg trials, when Ohlendorf told you that
the only way that we can prevent history from repeating itself is by learning about it,
what kind of impact did that have on you?
It had a very strong impact on me. There was no regret at all on the part of the mass murderers.
I felt so connected to him and history.
It takes courage not to be discouraged.
When he talks about hate and that we all should tolerate and accept each other, it just resonates with me.
It will protect the lives of everyone.
The fact that we get to literally talk to someone who prosecuted at Nuremberg, not only that is the last survivor, is definitely a unique experience, and I'm glad I was a part of it.
But I only could try 22 defendants for the ridiculous reason we only had 22 seats.
It gives me hope that one person has the power to change everything for the better.
There is still genocide today, and a lot of people tend to brush it off their shoulder if it doesn't involve them. But, it's something that needs to be talked about because it doesn't matter your race, religion, sexuality, color, just people are people.
I worked for 50 or 60 years to create a permanent international criminal court, to carry on the work which had been done by the courts at Nuremberg.
You can see in his face the history that he's witnessed. He's stuck with his beliefs. Through years and years and years of sticking with his belief, he's making a difference.
It takes courage not to be discouraged. Ben Ferenz is making a difference in his work and by example, serving as a role model for a new generation. We hope you enjoyed watching these stories about the transformative power of the programs we shared today. You'll find lots more on our video library on our website, and by joining us next time. So until then, for Classroom Close-Up New Jersey, I'm Sean Spiller. See you soon.